the crisp mountain air bit at Sarah's exposed neck as she surveyed their inheritance. A ramshackle cabin nestled amongst the towering pines of Blackwood Forest. Her husband, Tom, wrestled with a rusted padlock on the front door, his brow furrowed in frustration. Their two children, 10-year-old Emily and 7-year-old Liam, bounced with excitement, oblivious to the unsettling silence that seemed to press down on the place. The cabin, inherited from a distant relative, was more fixer-upper than quaint retreat. Dust motes danced in the afternoon sun that slanted through grime-coated windows. Inside, the air hung heavy with the smell of damp earth and something faintly metallic. As Sarah explored the creaking floorboards, a loose floorboard revealed a crudely carved symbol, its lines spiraling outwards like a beckoning maw. An unsettling shiver ran down her spine, but she dismissed it as a trick of the fading light. The first sign of something amiss came that night. A low, rhythmic drumming echoed from the depths of the forest, punctuated by guttural screeches that sent chills down their spines. Sleep was a distant memory, replaced by a gnawing sense of dread that coiled in Sarah's gut. Dawn brought a temporary reprieve, but the unsettling feeling lingered. The forest surrounding the cabin seemed to twist and writhe, the trees gnarled and grasping like skeletal claws. Strange tracks, unlike anything Sarah had ever seen, marred the damp earth. Emily swore she saw fleeting glimpses of shadowy figures flitting between the trees, their eyes glowing an unnatural red. Liam, usually fearless, became clingy, whimpering about monsters in the woods. One night, the drumming reached a crescendo, the ground vibrating beneath their feet. A blood-curdling shriek tore through the night, and a monstrous shape, all elongated limbs and gnashing teeth, slammed against their cabin door. The old wood groaned under the assault, but held. That night, Sarah found the same symbol carved into the doorframe, glowing with an eerie luminescence. Panic gnawed at the edges of their sanity. Tom, ever the pragmatist, dismissed the events as stress and overactive imaginations. But Sarah knew better. Driven by a desperate need for answers, she delved into the cabin's dusty attic. There, amongst cobwebs and forgotten trinkets, she unearthed a leather-bound journal, its pages filled with frantic scribblings. It was the diary of their distant relative, detailing his descent into madness. He spoke of the cabin being built on a nexus, a thin spot between dimensions. The symbol, he called it the hunger mark, a beacon to the monstrous entities that lurked in the space beyond. The forest, he wrote, was slowly being corrupted, warped by the malevolent force seeping through the gateway. The final entry sent a wave of terror crashing over Sarah. He spoke of a ritual, an intricate dance of symbols and chants, the only way to reseal the gateway. The diary included a crude sketch of the ritual, its complexity both daunting and their only hope. Days bled into nights as they prepared. Tom, initially skeptical, became a grim convert after another terrifying encounter with a creature from the woods. The children, shielded from the full horror of the situation, were drilled on staying hidden and quiet. The night of the ritual arrived, the air thick with anticipation and a cloying sense of dread. Following the cryptic instructions, Sarah traced the symbols with a shard of obsidian, their points aligning with the four corners of the cabin. As she chanted the archaic words, the air crackled with unseen energy. The cabin shuddered, the floorboards groaning in protest. From the forest, the hungry shrieks reached a fever pitch. Shadowy figures materialized at the windows, their malevolent eyes burning with an insatiable hunger. Undeterred, Sarah pressed on, her voice rising above the cacophony. The final syllable hung in the air, and a blinding white light erupted, engulfing the cabin. When the light faded, the forest was silent. The air felt lighter, cleaner. Exhausted but exhilarated, they huddled together, the ordeal etched on their faces. They never spoke of the creatures or the gateway, the memory a horrifying secret locked away. But as they left the cabin, Sarah couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. Deep within the woods, unseen eyes glowed a malevolent red, a silent promise that the hunger, though sated, would never truly be satiated. The gateway may be sealed, but the darkness at birth lingered, a constant reminder of the horror that lurked just beyond the veil.